In the past few months, I've talked a lot about the general push for cryptocurrency regulation. This is because the debate is getting really heated, especially in 2025. But a lot of people don't know how far ahead of the curve XRP really is when it comes to legal clarity for crypto and what that means for more than just the adoption cycle of XRP, but for the whole space. You need to know that clear rules bring in the big money and players, and they're here right now, waiting quietly until we have regulations. They're going to blow this thing out of the water in a big way that will shock and amaze everyone. So sit back and enjoy the show. My name is Nick. This video, you should click the link. This article from January of this year from the World Economic Forum is called, "Is the Cryptocurrency Era About to Begin?" And it talks about what 5 experts think the future of digital money will be like. This article has 3 main points. Because Trump backs crypto, the US is likely to make new rules that could make other big economies follow suit. This rule should be, what should it look like? Can it help digital cash get some of its benefits? 5 experts talked in depth about these crypto problems at a session called Crossroads at the 2025 World Economic Forum meeting in Davos. First, the US is likely to make new rules about crypto because of its popularity. It could lead other big economies to follow suit. This is already happening. The UK confirmed this on the 29th when they released draft rules for the crypto business. They also talked about working together with the US more. Rachel Reeves, the UK's finance minister, said on Tuesday that there would be a full set of rules for crypto assets. The UK is ready to go. The US is ready to deal with the crypto market. Everyone is ready to understand the science behind it and then use it to their advantage. The government of the UK released draft rules that would control crypto exchanges, dealers, and agents. Reeves said that the US and UK will work together more on rules that will help people use technology more responsibly. Just as I thought it would be. The US has sped up the progress being made around the world on crypto law. In the next 12 to 24 months, every country will do the same things the US is doing now. The UK and many Asian countries are already on board. The EU joined earlier, and now the UAE has too. We pay close attention to what's happening in the world. Cryptocurrency rules are getting stricter. This makes me think of 2022 when everyone around FTX and Luna was talking about what crypto would do next, what we could do if this were to happen now, and what rules needed to be made clear. For some reason, it got even bigger at that time. In fact, exchange rules were one of the most important things we need. Luna made stablecoin rules more important, which is what changed from FTX. Things just sped up after 2022. People pay attention to and don't waste these big events like when FTX disappeared or when Luna disappeared. Major events are used as examples of why we need things like rules and laws. This is something I said even when FTX fell apart after less than 24 hours. There was a big story about how we need stricter rules for crypto. It was almost too well planned, which is also why I think the SEC approved FTX in the first place. The lack of clear regulations is the main reason why institutions in the US don't use crypto more. When clear rules are put in place, a lot of institutional people will jump on board. This will cause the world to learn about the institutional flood that's already happening. And many big players will say, hey, guess what? We're already live with crypto. We've been getting ready for crypto for years. Big banks like Bank of America, JP Morgan, and Citi have been coming for a long time. They weren't just invited, they've been coming for that long. We look closely at things like Ripple Swell, which are meetings for bankers. At those big events, all the big banks were there. So since Ripple is the star, you can already kind of see how everything fits together, how the clear rules and influx of big investors will help some groups the most. On top of that, Ripple's been getting ready since April 2024, and European rules on digital assets are making it easier for institutions to use them. In fact, they talked about how this would unlock the institutional side of these markets and speed up usage at the institutional level. On February 25th, we'll talk about Business DeFi on the XRP ledger. They just recently talked about what these public chains need to grow at the institutional level, which is crazy. The XRP record shows what's live, and what's coming up is being worked on this year in a number of ways to make it easier for schools to accept and use. One way is to use it through DeFi, After a long time of waiting for clear rules from the government, Ripple is finally ready to go. They want to win this case so that they can not only speed up institutional DeFi on the XRP ledger, but also bring institutional defeat to the ledger through deals like their purchase of Hidden Road, which was one of the biggest deals in the digital asset space. There are even secret ways to move post-trade action across the XRP ledger, which shows that it could be the best blockchain for institutional decentralized finance. It's chess right now, and it was also in January of this year. The leaders of the company put out a paper with crypto predictions for 2025. The paper talks about how institutions have increased their use of blockchain technology. Many large companies have already begun to use blockchain and cryptocurrency in specific projects. The Ripple team believes that these programs will speed up in many areas in 2025. Now the blockchain, institutional grade blockchain technology and compliance tools. More institutions will use it to connect to the market better and run their businesses more efficiently. Blockchain can help big businesses in these ways, and they can even make more money through fractionalization, which makes it easier for more people to use tokenized assets. As we take a closer look at what's going on, I said that all of Ripple's top leaders, including the company's president, Monica Long, are now talking about how tokenization and DeFi will change things. This information will be taken in and used by institutions like the schools here in a big way. Think about tokenization. Understand what's crazy about this. A lot of big names are already on board. Internet Bank. These banks, along with State Street, will have goods ready for sale by 2025, thanks to their work with crypto-native infrastructure providers. Ripple is a service that depends on infrastructure, but all of these big banks, the DTCC, BlackRock, tokenization is already being worked on by State Street and even Fidelity. This is happening right now, not later. Also, it's crazy that Ripple just released their newest coin in the last minute. What? Ripple's CL says about why the CC dropped its case against the company in March 2025 and where the US is going with SmartCon. Soon there will be rules for smart crypto. Look at this. I'm going to speed it up a bit so that YouTube doesn't stop it. Let's do alternate. And this is crypto in a minute. The CC dropped its case against Ripple. If you ask me, the real question is why they brought the case in the first place. There is no longer a case against any crypto company in the